Hello students, welcome to Careers360. The CUET scores are already in your hand and the counseling process has started, the registration is already started and the counseling will start from today onwards. And the timelines are fast approaching, some of the timelines are also ending. So what we thought was we'll talk to you about some of the colleges and courses. We already discussed a lot of courses with you, economics we discussed history and political science, we discussed maths and statistics and so on and so forth. But that's one part of it, that where students decide that this is the kind of program that we want to get into, and anything to do with allied science, those programs is what they prefer. The other thing students do is to say that I want to study in this particular college, give me the combinations that are possible and what kind of scores do we require to be a part of that college. And that is the series that we're starting and we're starting with Hindu College, which is the most preferred college across all the branches. So whenever a program is given, Hindu College gets the best of the student before anyone else gets in. So we're starting with Hindu College. And we'll talk of the selection process, the eligibility criteria, the scores, placements, everything is what we're going to talk. Now, when we're talking of this, a lot of students also, there's a lot of confusion about CUET. CUET is a very complicated process in terms of its counseling also. So, a lot of students have lots of questions, parents have lots of questions. So, we opened a helpline. The helpline number is 8130-376334. 8130-376334. Send us a message DU and one of our counselors will call you. And if you have any questions, you can ask the counselor and the counselor will be able to hopefully respond to you. And do subscribe to Careers360 also, because we're creating a lot of content to help students take a more informed career choice. It's a series of content that we're creating. And this CUET Information and Guidance Series is presented by MIT University, one of India's leading universities, and also ranked among the top 3% globally in the World University Ranking. So we partnered with them to ensure that all of you take an informed career choice. Now about Hindu College. I told you about Hindu College. What is Hindu College? The brief thing is established in 1899, right? So the history is about 127 years old. And no wonder that it gets the best students, because it's got a history, a legacy, which has been there for ages, much before India's independence, right? It's a government college for sure. In NRF ranking in the colleges, it's the #1 college in the country completely. The campus size is 25 acres campus. The number of students is 9,133, of which boys are 44% and girls are 56%, right? And very few students come from outside the state. A lot of them come from within the state because Delhi University ultimately, right? And the faculty is 105 faculty members is what they have, which is pretty low for the kind of number of students that they have. So there seems to be something amiss here in terms of the faculty student ratio. Now, coming to the number of seats that are there, we're only at this point in time talking only of undergrad programs, by the way, right? In the undergrad, the total number of seats that they have is 956, right? 956 across 24 programs. Like they actually have BA Economics, English, Hindi, Hindustani music also. For example, if you want music, Hindustani music is there. BA History, Carnatic music is a program that they have. Percussion music they have. Philosophy, political science. So the kind of variances of the kind of program that they have, no one else in this country can actually claim that, because they're spanning across science, liberal arts, and everything beyond that also. Sanskrit, Sociology, English and Economics, Hindi and Philosophy, History and Political Science, Sanskrit and Political Science, BCom Honors, Botany, Chemistry, Mathematics, Physics, Statistics, Zoology, Physical Science with Chemistry, and Physical Science with Electronics. So the total number of seats that they have is 956. What is very impressive is about the variance of courses, the diversity of the courses, the width of courses is something that is very, very impressive with Hindu College. In all, 956 is what I said, of which unreserved is 388, OBC NCL is 257 number of seats, SC is 142 seats, ST is 73 seats, EWS is 96 seats, PWBD is 46 seats. This is for Army veterans, war widows is 45 seats, the children of war widows, and Kashmiri migrants is 45 seats. In all, we're dealing with 956 seats is what Hindu College has. Now, we'll talk of the cutoffs, right? We talked to you about 24 programs that are there. What I'm going to give you is only the 4 cutoffs, because I don't want to dump too much data onto you. You can actually take a screenshot if and when you want it, because all the data is out here. But I'm going to read out what is the unreserved, because the idea is this, that you should know what is the most competitive of the branches in this particular college, and similarly how it will be panning out for the similar course across all colleges also. You'll be able to relate to that, right? So BA History and Political Science is most in demand across the DU. Here the cutoff is 936.18. So it seems to be the most in demand across the DU institutions, right? And for that, OBC was 8, and this is the score that you required last year. Mind you, it is out of 1,000. The total score is 1,000, right? So you will also have people above 936, a lot of them. The last score that was needed for you to get into DU for Hindu College for BA History and Political Science was 936.18. The last score, right? To get anything less than this, you did not get a seat last year in the unreserved category. The same thing when you go to OBC, it was 804.94, SC it was 774.56, and ST is 934.17. This seems to be an outlier because when you see the others, you will not see a similar correlation actually. Then BA Political Science Honors 935.4, it was last year. So in terms of things, people prefer history and political science before they come to political science is what I can understand. Then BA History Honors is 914.38. BCom Honors is 912.22. Right. So after these three arts programs come in, comes BCom, and 936, 935, 914 is what it was. For example, in BA History Honors for OBC it was 885.81, SC is 834.28, and ST is 871.05. BA English and Economics 894.51, very good program. 837 for OBC, 789.26 for SC, and ST is 885.06. Sociology Honors 891.99. Economics Honors, very good program again, 888.17, 685 for OBC, 706 for SC, and 606 for ST. BA English Honors, 885.76 for unreserved, 827 for OBC, SC is 783.16, and 785.01 for ST. BA Philosophy Honors, 865, 789.61 for OBC, SC 678.84, and 644.37 for ST. BSc Statistic Honors, 848.63 for unreserved, OBC 731.67, 620 for SC, and 467 for ST. BSc Mathematics Honors, 818.35 for unreserved, 827.97 for OBC, SC 631.74, and 562.83 for ST. Remember, they is gender neutral. What we're talking about is 2025. What is the kind of score that you require to get into this program at a category level, at a program level in Hindu College? Remember that. And in all, they have 24 programs, as I told you. The next one is BA Hindi and Philosophy, 810.47 for unreserved, 739 for OBC, 711 for SC, and 554.53 for ST. BA Sanskrit and Political Science, 807.89 for unreserved. BA Hindi Honors, 753.61 for unreserved. Zoology, 644.66. Botany, 547.95. Chemistry, 495.34. Physics, 484.69. Sanskrit, 480.32. Physical science with chemistry is 448.47, and physical science with electronics is 441.92. And you also have a relative score across categories also. Please take a screenshot if you are looking for a category score also. Now, the thing is, while I talk to you of the cutoff, the reason, one of the reasons, of course, it's a 127 old institution, it's a government institution, it is funded by the government also. So there is a lot of subsidies that come in because of the fees gets very, very muted. Here the fee is about 28 to 31,000 rupees per annum. One reason why the best students go here, because it's extremely affordable and a lot of students go there, and of course the kind of diversity of courses that they have, right? And they also have a lot of scholarships, but the scholarships, because of the fee is lower, the scholarships don't make beyond a point. So 5 to 10,000 rupees kind of scholarship, they have quite a few of them, because a lot of alumni who pass out of Hindu College also have instituted scholarships for themselves. Now, what is the admission process? The phase 1 is already started, right? And the phase 2 also is already there, 3rd July to Saturday, July. So today is the last day for you to actually register for the whole thing. So just do that. Today phase 2 is ending on by the end of the day today. The correction window is still again today, right? Declaration of simulated blanks is on 12th of July, which is on Monday, right? Preference change window you can do on Monday. First CSAS allocation list comes out on the 16th of July, which is Thursday, right? And accepted allocated seat you should do by again 16th of July, which is Thursday, and so on and so forth. Now fee payment deadline is again 21st July. Second CSAS allocation happens on 25th July. Accept seat allocation by 20th July again, and fee payment deadline for round 2 is 28th July. So you actually are dealing with 2 rounds. The first one by Sunday you will actually get the preference, the declaration of ranks and your possibility of getting a seat, and by Thursday you need to pay the fees. And assuming you don't pay the fee, again it starts off, but the second allocation happens on Saturday, which is the following Saturday, and the following Saturday itself, the following Tuesday is when you have to pay the fee. The amount is smaller, so that I think the deadlines are also very smaller. 3 days is what they're giving, and besides that, they also need to start the academic schedule. So they have, it's pretty tight and pretty fast. So keep following this whole thing to understand how to go about it. Now, As I told you, this is only for Hindu colleges what we covered. We're going to cover a few more colleges as we move along. If you want me to cover anything else, please write to me here. If you want to talk to any counselor, this is a number 8130376334. 8130376334. Send a message DU, and one of our counselors will call you. And as I said, do subscribe to Careers360 because we're creating a lot of content to help students take a more informed decision. We want you to get into the best college possible based on the CUET scores that you at this point in time have. So we're creating a lot of content, and the CUET information and guidance series that we're creating is presented by Amity University. It's one of India's leading universities and also ranked among the top 3% globally based on world university rankings. I hope this helps you. Thank you so much. Namaste.